Hello everybody. Our lesson today is about the photoelectric effect. Today we'll see an experiment. We'll do an experiment so as to show you how photoelectric effect is made practically. First of all, we'll show you the material used in this experiment. We have here a zinc disc, and this is an electroscope used to test the charge inside any charged material, and this is a UV source. UV source, it is a lamp. It emits electromagnetic radiation in a form of ultraviolet light. Okay, first of all, we'll charge the electroscope using this rubbing material, a piece of wool, and this is a plastic rod. Okay, now we can charge this electroscope, and of course this zinc disc is put on the disc of this electroscope. Now, charging this electroscope is very simple. Rubbing material, and we have here okay, now it is fully charged, and as you can watch, the charge of this rod is negative charge. It is because we are rubbing a piece of plastic and with a piece of wool. Now, this charged electroscope, it has a negative charge, and it will stay maybe for 1 hour, 2 hours if we do not try to discharge it. How can we discharge this electroscope? This electroscope, there is maybe two simple ways, and there is others, but let's discuss the simplest way to discharge this electroscope, by touching it with our hand. Okay, also if you do not touch this electroscope with our hand, it will last maybe for 1 hour to discharge this charge from the electroscope. So the other way we'll use it now. The second method we'll use it to discharge this electroscope is the UV light. What happens when a UV light approaches this metal or shines on the surface of this disc? Let's see what will happen now. The UV light, and it will shine the surface of this electroscope. As you can watch the needle. What happens to the needle of this electroscope? It is now the space between the two needles are lessened because of what? Because it loses the charge. Now, if we, as you can see now, there is no charged. The more the ultraviolet exposes on the surface, the more electrons is ejected from this surface to outside. Now these electrons emerged from this surface, leaving it neutral surface, so no charge appearing on this surface and also in this electroscope. So we have discharged this electroscope using another method called the UV light. Okay, this process is called photoemission, and the electrons ejected from the surface is called photoelectrons, and the coming energy from the UV light to this surface is called the photons. It comes to this surface as photons. Okay, This proves that when we light a surface with an electromagnetic radiation, with energy is more the work function of this surface. Work function. This surface is the zinc surface. It will emit electrons from the surface. These electrons may have energy, kinetic energy. It depends on how much the energy of these photons we are emitting on this surface. To see what happened in this experiment, we have to watch these simple charts. First, this is the electroscope. It is neutral, no charge inside this electroscope or on the disk. Now we charged the electroscope and the disk using the plastic rod. It is fully charged with electrons after rubbing. Now it is fully charged with electrons, and this happens, what we call it, the charges causes the repulsion between this needle and the other side of the fixed part of this electroscope. Now, when the UV light approaches the when the UV light shines on the surface of this electroscope and on the disk, the zinc disk, now the electrons begins to emit from this surface. This is called photoelectric emission for the electrons. Now the electrons is emitting, and the pointer now is going towards the fixed part. So because this is because the number of electrons are decreasing because of emission some of these electrons to the earth. Now finally, when the electrons finishes to emit outside this disk and outside this electroscope, it becomes again, it is neutral, no electrons will emit again. Now if we still shine this surface by the UV light, nothing will happen because no more electrons will emit. The only electrons emits from this surface is the zinc electrons, because the work function of these electrons are small, but the work function of the electroscope disk is big, so it will emit nothing from the surface of the electroscope disk. The only electrons will be emitted from the surface of the zinc disk because of its work function. Now this is all about the photoelectric effect. Now now ask yourself, if I charge this electroscope with a different charge, like positive charge, if it is positively charged, what will happen when I shine the surface of this electroscope and the zinc disk with a UV light? What will happen? Do you think it will lose its charge like what happened in the negative charge? What do you think now? As we can expect that these positive charges, if it is charged positively charged, the positive charge in this place and on this disk will not allow the surface electrons to eject from the surface. It will pull the electrons down because it is positively charged and the electron is negative. So what I can predict that the UV light has no effect on this disk and on the electroscope if it is positively charged. Now let's move to the experiment to see what happens if I charge it with positive charge. Again, we'll return to our experiment. Again, we'll charge this electroscope using a positive source of charge. This is a perspex, and this is the same wood the same piece of wool. Okay, now I'll charge it again with positive charge. Okay, now it is positively charged now. And using the UV light, I'll try to shine the surface of this metal. As we expected, that nothing happened to the charge on this metal. Why? This is because the attraction happened to the surface electrons by the positive charge which is down in this electroscope. So nothing will be ejected from the surface electrons because there is another force attracting these electrons downward. Now, if we change this charge by negative charge, the same at the same distance and same materials, you will see another thing. Everything will be changed and the discharge will begin very fast. That's all about the photoelectric effect, and hoping you enjoyed our video to see what happens to the charges if it is exposed to the UV light, if it is positive charge, negative charge. Now let's move to another experiment.